You know, with all the great American teams that started to form in the late 70s, early 80s, especially at the World Championships and Canada Cup, they missed this guy the most. It was just an unforeseen incident that ended his NHL career, where he was basically expanding on his great talent and was becoming probably one of the most popular players of his era from, again, Minnesota. So today we're going to be talking about the curious case and the legend of Stan Gilbertson. Now, Stanley Frank Gilbertson, born October 29th, 1944, in, like I said, Duluth, had to retire from the game due to a severe injury that occurred in a car accident in 1977. But before this accident, he played 428 games in the NHL for the Seals, the Blues, the expansion Washington Capitals, and the Pittsburgh Penguins of the late 70s, what I call the Jean Pronovost, Pierre Larouche era. Now, he started his pro career in the NHL in 1971 after some really, really strong years in minor pro. He was undrafted, but first came to major prominence with some dynamite numbers with the Regina Pats of the SJHL. He put up 76 points in 58 games, including 40 goals in 64. 65 back with the Pats, he put up 83 points in 53 games, and also played 4 games with the vaunted Minneapolis Bruins of the CHL. Now, 66, he split time with the San Francisco Seals of the WHL and the Clinton Comets of the AHL. Now, he was back with the Seals in 67, and he put up 17 points in 59 games and 3 goals in the playoffs. Now, 68, he moved over to the Vancouver Canucks with 42 points in 69 games. Now, again, 69, 70, and 71, he was one of the best minor pro players in all of North America. He put up 27, 24, and 31 goals with the Hershey Bears. Now, he eventually made it to the NHL after almost a decade at the highest levels of major, junior, and minor pro with the California Golden Seals in 1972. Put up 32 points in 78 games, including 16 goals, and was among the leaders of rookie point getters that season. 73, again, another solid season, 21 points in 66 games, and 74, he had 18 goals, 12 assists for 30 points. Now, 75 was his breakthrough year, and it was quite bizarre, ladies and gentlemen. That year, he found himself with St. Louis to start the year, a goal and 4 assists for 5 points. Then with the expansion Capitals, when he had he played with the Seals as well that year, a goal and 4 assists for 5 points. And he played with the Denver Spurs for 10 games, putting up 15 points in those contests. But he finally found a home in Washington in a team that needed his offense, 11 goals, 7 assists for 18 points in 25 games. So a combined season that year, ladies and gentlemen, he had close to 75 games, 23 goals. 76, again, a very strong season with Washington, but he ended up with Pittsburgh later on the season, combined 26 goals and 48 points, and he finally got his first NHL playoff action in I think the Penguins lost to the Leafs that year, had a goal and assist in 3 games. Now, 77, again, another solid year as a kind of a good two-way forward, 15 points in 67 games. However, in the 77 and 78 preseason, he lost the lower part of his leg in a car accident right before training camp and had to retire from hockey. Now, Gilbertson injury, I think in 2010 or 20, he might have tried a prosthetic, but back then there wasn't many options. To my knowledge, there's only one professional athlete that continued in their sport after losing a lower part of the leg. That was Kerry Von Erich of the famous Von Erich family, and it didn't end well for him. Now, Gilbertson is a part of trivia as well, not only being one of the best players of Duluth of his era. He was the last player to score an NHL goal on Christmas Day, as the league has not scheduled a Christmas game since Gilbertson scored on December 25th, 1971. Now, while I mentioned Gilbertson, a very, very handsome gentleman, very good with the fans, but I think what he called the golden seal era, he really stands out because, a very, very beautiful head of hair, nice looking man. And again, the teams he played with, he brought out the fans, ladies and gentlemen. In Hershey, in Vancouver, San Francisco, Regina. he was a heartthrob and a fan favorite from the start of his career. And it's too bad that things like this happen to good players. We lost various players in accidents and death by misadventure through the 1970s and 80s. But Gilbertson, he could have easily scored 300 goals in the NHL. But here's these final totals, ladies and gentlemen. They're pretty impressive. 174 points in 428 games, 85 goals, 89 assists, and again we're talking about the 3 points in the 2 points in the playoffs. And again, a very, very calm player. Rarely take a penalty. If you saw him drop his gloves, it was very, very inopportune. But the California Golden Seals of the early to mid 1970s only had him and a couple other players. And let me see, every time Gilbertson scored, it meant a lot to a lot of people. Anyway, but I'm doing this podcast. I got a request on him several months back about, a person asked me, have you done something about the golden boy of the Seals? And he was a golden boy, like I said. His hockey cards were so impressive, ladies and gentlemen. Just the nice smile on his face, the good California jersey. But it's when he lost to him when he was lost in the NHL, people don't talk about it much. But I knew there was going to be a future for this player. He was starting to come into his own, and I think he would have scored. He would have been around the NHL well into the 1980s. Can you imagine if Gilbertson would play third forward line with the Oilers or the Islanders or Boston or Montreal? He would have been a good fit, a good teammate, a good line mate, good in the dressing room, good with the fans. Again, it's unfortunate that it didn't. Thank God he didn't lose his life, because in those type of accidents, it's pretty rough. So that's a legend of Stan Gilbertson. If you like what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen, give us a like, comment, or subscribe. We just passed 208,000 hits on our channel. We're well over 400 subscribers. Again, it doesn't sound much, but we don't do monetization here. There's no ads. It's basically word of mouth, and the fans like you keep it going, because you're not a fan of me per se. You're a fan of the players we're featuring, and that's what it's all about. Have a good day. Bye.